Summertime, and the reading is easy. July and August are traditional months for reading at the beach, so let me share a few of my favorite books, some made for the beach and others just darn good books. "1955, by Rachel Carson. This is top of the list by the famous Maryland resident whose bestseller Silent Spring, 1962, kicked off the American environmental movement. Prior to Silent Spring, Carson wrote a trio of marine biology books, of which this was the last. All three books are wonderful, but Edge of the Sea is the perfect beach book. As the title suggests, Carson explores the whole Atlantic coast and provides insights into what make this transition zone between land and water such a rich ecosystem for humans and other species. Beautifully illustrated by her U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service colleague, Bob Hines, it shows Carson at the peak of her eloquence as the most popular science communicator of her era. Oh, and you should also read her other books, too, Under the Sea Wind, The Sea Around Us, and Silent Spring. "1928, by Henry Beston. If Henry David Thoreau had gone to the beach instead of Walden Pond, this is the book he would have written." Living in a remote cabin on the extreme end of Cape Cod, Beston has a naturalist's eye and a poet's appreciation of the region's natural beauty and the courageous Coast Guardsmen of a long-gone era. Sally Rooney, Stephen King, Brandon Taylor and more of summer's hottest books. Five books not to miss: Elizabeth Gilpin's harrowing memoir Stolen, Noah Heroitz's El Chapo. "1949, by Aldo Leopold. This is the only book I read every year. Far from the beach, Leopold describes a year in southern Wisconsin in what may be the most well-written and thoughtful book about nature in American literature. His call for a new land ethic, whereby humans are good citizens of our natural communities, remains a goal worth striving for 7 decades later. The Final Girl support group, a savvy summer slasher from horror hound Grady Hendrix. "1962, by Margaret Murray. If you want to escape the summer heat, Marty Murray's love letter to Alaska and her naturalist companion, Olaus, is a great place to start. Murray was a pioneering woman conservationist who helped protect the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge and spent the majority of her 101 years advocating for wilderness. Barack Obama recommends Drake, Bob Dylan, The Sweetness of Water and more for summer. Review: She Who Became the Sun is an important entry in the LGBTQ fantasy canon. "2010, by Douglas Brinkley. A popular presidential historian on television, Brinkley has become the chronicler of the American conservation movement. Brinkley's nuanced biography of the larger-than-life conservation president is as lively as its subject. A one-word review would be bully. The best summer rom-com books that made us hot and bothered in the best way. Rom-com reading, the best new books that made us laugh, swoon and root for love. (2016) By J. Drew Lanham. A worthy successor to Leopold and Thoreau, Lanham recalls the environment of his South Carolina homestead where he first fell in love with nature. That love led him to a career as a wildlife ecology professor at Clemson and a self-described blackbirder. Mark Madison is the historian for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and a resident of Hagerstown.